If you have not appeared for NEET examination, you study to any foreign college, and then if you want to return back, they will not allow you to return back. Means they will allow you to return back, but they will not allow you to practice in India. Many students from India who are moving towards Kazakhstan for study in Kazakhstan. The only reason that Kazakhstan has a very lower fees, very lower cost of living. Easily you can become a doctor there, just like Ukraine, and even they allow English language test passing for your licensing. So that's the part, and that's why students are moving towards Kazakhstan and Russia. Namaskar, Adab, Shastrikal और खुशामदीद. Very good evening to all of you people. This is your Master DJ Harsh PM, who is going to talk about that if you are planning to study abroad and if you are planning to do MBBS from out of India, then how you should choose a country where you can study your medical entire medical degree like MBBS. So now the main question comes that there will be a lot of different aspects that you need to actually take care. The first being the fees of the university where you are going to study. Second, that how tough or how easy it would be to get into that university. Third, that what is the cost of living of that country. Fourth, that once you graduate, like fourth would be that what would be taught in that curriculum, like is it at par with the international curriculum. Fifth would be that once you have graduated from that country through that course, how much employable you are in the international market or Indian market or in that country's market. And sixth would be that if you want to return back to India, what would be the pathways? Is it easy? Is it not easy? Is there any tie-up of Indian government with that country, or is there any correlation or similarity between the courses that is being taught in that country and the courses being taught in Indian subcontinent? So these all factors, and then finally the most important factor, that what would be the pay structure if you complete your MBBS, what would be the pay structure in that country if you want to stay in that country, or if you want to come back to India, then what would be the earning opportunities. So today in this session I have covered all these points, and I'm going to tell you that if you consider all these points, then which all countries would be the best country, like which all countries can be in the top 5 list or top 7 list or top 10 list, which you should actually consider to go abroad for MBBS especially. So let's get into the video. Let's start this video, and I will be covering all these points, and then thereafter I'll be making a final list of those countries which you can consider for studying abroad for MBBS. So let's get into the video. If you have yet not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel so that you can keep on getting these type of informational videos on your YouTube feed very easily. So let's get started. Here we go. First of all, starting with a news. So despite domestic push in budget 2025, medical students likely to stick to studying abroad. Why is this? Economics Times have covered this news, and that's through very recent news almost a week ago. This is because that very recently the Finance Minister of India, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, she had announced that in India around 1 lakh seats are going to be increased in the medical fraternity and the MBBS seats. Like, it's not only MBBS, in fact inclusive of all MBBS, dental, and then PG courses across all segments. Now, despite increasing 1 lakh seats in all sectors, so even if I assume that probably 50% seats might be getting increased in MBBS, why students are still not considering India as a better option, and why they are planning to move abroad, why moving abroad looks more lucrative to them? Let's see this. So here's the data. Number of medical colleges currently available in India is 706. Next, number of seats available in this 706 colleges is 1,08,915. Now 1 lakh seats has to be increased, but it is going to get increased in a span of 10 years. This year, like in 2024 and 25 and 26, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman said that she would be increasing 10,000 seats in the medical colleges. It's not specific to MBBS only, it's medical college. Okay, so this means that this entire 10,000 seat is not going in the bucket of MBBS. First point. Second, Number of students appeared for NEET 2024 or 2023. So it was 20,36,000. Thereafter, after 1 year, it increased to 23,33,000. This year in 2025, it is very easily expected that it is going to be above 25 lakh. So in a country where 25 lakh aspirants are there who want to become a doctor, and in a country where doctor to patient ratio is so much skewed up, it's almost 2x, 3x lesser than what is recommended by the WHO. So in a country like this, don't we need more doctors? Yes, we absolutely need a lot many doctors, what we are having currently. So then, are students not willing to become doctor? That's also not the case. In fact, students are willing like anything. They can do anything for getting a medical seat. So if a student is willing to become a doctor, if we have a very high demand of doctors, then what's the problem? The problem is the infrastructure. So even if you increase these seats, you cannot increase it to 23 lakh or 25 lakh. That's not even possible. So you can't even increase it to 5 lakhs. Forget about 25 lakhs. Even increasing the seat to 1 lakh to 5 lakh, it's not possible with the current infrastructure. This means that in India, probably the number of medical colleges needs to be increased. Now, in India, getting a recognition or getting a certification for opening a medical college is way too clumsy and way too tough. It's not a common man's job. It's very tough and it's very hard to get this type of certification and approvals in India. So this means opening up a college is not an easy job. So private players are not going to enter into this market. Government is going to open more medical colleges, but government will take time, its own time, to open such colleges. This means that in the coming years, like in 5 to 10 years, this seat is not going to get increased to 5 lakh. Now, even if it increases to 5 lakh somehow, but still, there is a lacuna of around 20 lakh students who will be getting nothing, despite having so much of interest and despite the country needs so many doctors. Student would not be getting a chance to become doctor. And here comes the solution arena, that if this problem exists, then there must be some solution, and that solution students are finding in studying abroad. And that is the reason why Economic Times has covered this news, that despite so much increase in the number of seats and so much push from the government's side, people are still choosing to go abroad, because studying abroad is, first of all, it's giving you a possibility that you can still become a doctor, and second, that it's cheap. So let me get into that detail as well. Next is that the cost of studying in a private medical college in India is somewhere around 7 lakh rupees to 26 lakh rupees per year. Please mind this is not an entire fees, this is per year, and the lowest being 7 lakh rupees per year. So a typical MBBS course is of 6 years, somewhere around that, like 5.5 years of education and then 1 year of internship, something of that sort. If I take 6 years, 7 into 6 is around 42 lakh rupees. So that 42, and that's only tuition fees. In that period of time, you need to stay in the college, you need to have many other expenses. But this is the lowest private fees or a private medical college fees of around 40 lakh rupees. Can you just even imagine that? Now, we have 1,08,915 doctors coming out of 706 medical college a year. At the given point of time, there are 1.5 lakh junior doctors who are unemployed. Now, this again becomes very twisted or very ironical, that in a country where people are dying because of lack of medical aid and medical infrastructure, doctors. Now in a country like this, we have doctors who are unemployed, and that too not in a small number. It's around 1.5 lakh doctors who are unemployed. Now see, so first, we are very slow at making doctors. Second, once the doctor is made, we are probably not even able to give a proper employment to that doctor, because again, here comes the government machinery is very important, because most of the doctors, like not all of the doctors in India, are registered with Indian Medical Council, if I'm not wrong, IMC, and they get a MCI, Medical Council of India, and they get a registration number. So these many doctors are being unemployed, means they are not given the opportunity to actually work, isn't it? And then they'll have to run for a private medical private hospital, something of that sort. Now, so This is the news. Now, factors to be considered while selecting your study abroad. So, I guess you would have understood very fairly that what is the problem and why people are still choosing studying abroad option, and why India is not at par with those study abroad options which students are having currently for those international destinations. So, let's dive in right now that which all countries could be there and what all factors you need to actually take care while selecting an international study abroad destination. So, let's see. First of all, so we'll be starting with cost of education and living, this being the prime point of consideration. Second, the language of instruction, because in most of the countries, cost of education is pretty less, but the medium of instruction is not English, and hence it becomes a challenging situation for most of the students. Third is infrastructure and facilities, which type of college and infrastructure is it giving. Safety and environment, because very recently you might be hearing news about Ukraine. And let me tell you that Ukraine was one of the best and most sought after destination for MBBS students. It used to be earlier, but right now, since there is a lot of internal turmoil is going on, war is going on, so that's why people are not moving to Ukraine anymore, isn't it? Next is internship and clinical training. What are the opportunities there? Post-graduation and licensing opportunities, because this also is a tough point. A lot of countries do not provide medical licensing for international students at a very at a reasonable point of time. They probably need some of the countries do need that 9 years or 10 years of practice in that country is itself required. Then only you will be getting a medical practicing license. So those conditions or those rules are really stringent in a lot of countries. So we need to see that as well. Passing percentage in FMG. So FMG is an examination which you need to actually take once you return back to India if you have to practice in India. So this FMG examination, what is the passing percentage? How tough, how easy is this examination? And then work and visa regulations for going to that country. Okay. So these all pointers we'll be covering in today's session. So let's start one by one. First of all, that National Medical Council issues fresh advisory on studying abroad for Indian medical aspirants. So National Medical Council is the one who guides and regulates these norms and regulations. Now, first of all, while choosing a study abroad destination, you need to be very clear that whether you are planning to return back to India or not. Or if you are not planning to return back to India at this point of time or right now, whether it is possible for you that sometime, at any point of time later in future, you would be having an option of returning back to India. So these points you need to actually think, then only you need to choose your study abroad destination. Okay. Now, moving forward. So, National Medical Council, what are the rule changes? So, National Medical Council is a regulatory body that was established in 2020 and replacing the Medical Council of India, MCI, which I said right now. So, now it is NMC. So, this has released new guidelines for MBBS abroad 2025. Now, what are these guidelines? First, Indian students increasingly pursue MBBS abroad aided simplified by NMC guidelines for 2025. NEET qualification is now mandatory for admission to foreign medical universities, ensuring eligibility for MBBS aspirants. Now it is mandatory for any person who is willing to study abroad, he or she will have to appear for NEET examination. Now you might be thinking that how India or Indian government will take care that if I get an admission to any US university and I want to take admission there, that university wants to give admission to me, but I have not appeared for NEET, then how will they come to know and how will they stop me? So here, they won't stop you from studying that university, but if you have not appeared for NEET examination, you study to any foreign college, and then if you want to return back, they will not allow you to return back. Means they will allow you to return back, but they will not allow you to practice in India. You will not get a medical practitioner license here in India, and which is a mandatory part for all doctors who are working in India. Even if you are working with a private hospital or private company, you need to have that practicing license, which is called as the registration number of doctors. That needs to be there even for private or for government doctors. So you won't be getting that, and hence you won't be able to practice in India. So you need to appear for NEET. You should be qualified. NEET qualification is mandatory. Next is MBBS course must be at least 54 months with a 12-month of internship at the same university. So if you are choosing a college which probably completes your entire MBBS in just 4 years, like 48 months, then even if you have studied from that college, you got a very good marks, you got like you have done everything good, but you won't, even after 10 years or 20 years, you won't be able to return back to India, because in India we have a 54 months studying syllabus, and this needs to be there at the same time in that country also. So if you are having lesser than 54 months of MBBS curriculum, you won't be able to return back. The degree is invalid in India if these requirements are not met. MBBS programs must cover essential subjects like general medicine, surgery, pediatrics, psychiatry, and more. So the curriculum should match almost the similar way in what we teach here in India. Next is entire program including training and internship must be completed in the same foreign university. So there are a lot of universities in abroad who have this option that you start studying here in this college. Say for example, there is college A. You start studying in college A, you get some 2 years or 3 years done in college A, then you go for college B, you complete your last year there, or you complete your internship in college B. So if that is happening, then India will not sanction that, and India will not allow you for coming back to India or practicing back in India. Because they need that in the same college you should study, and in that same college you should do the internship. Internship should not be outside that college. Next is the medium of instruction must be English. So even if you go to Germany, and in Germany there are a lot of universities who deliver free education or free MBBS program, absolutely zero cost, but they teach you MBBS in German. So if you have studied MBBS in German, you have learned German very well, and now you have studied it in German, but then India will not allow you to come back because that course was not in English. Avoid universities less than 10 years old, because that might be a problem. They have said avoid. They have not said that we will not allow you, but they have said avoid any university which is lesser than 10 years old. You must obtain a medical license from the country where you studied, meaning it needs to be registered and at par with the license given to citizens of that country. Means if you have studied in any country, so say for example, if you have studied in Germany, now after completion of your MBBS in Germany, you must get a license to practice in Germany. Now, if that country denies you that, okay, I am not going to give you any license to practice in Germany because I give license only to German citizens, then it will be a problem for you. You won't be able to come back to India and practice here. That is a truth. So basically, these all rules, it looks that it is very harsh. It looks that NMC probably does not want Indian students to go abroad and study, or after studying they don't want students to come back. But that's not the case. We have some rules and regulation, and that needs to be followed, and that's why these rules and regulations are in place. Okay. Next is, these guidelines ensure that foreign MBBS programs meet the Indian medical education standards, and hence these rules have been made. Now moving forward, university recognition for MBBS abroad. National Medical Commission provides a list of recognized universities, and students should choose from the list to ensure their degree is valid in India. So that list is given here on Omkar Medical. So like this is a private website, but you can get this list on government websites also, that there is a list of colleges which have been approved by the National Medical Council of India, and it is advisable for you to actually choose a college from that list only. Okay. Now moving forward, so based on these criteria, I have shot down 5 countries. Now, which are these 5 countries? What are their benefits, pros and cons? I'm going to tell you now. So here, I have chosen the 5 countries to be first as Russia, second as China, third as, no, so it's not in the order in which I have chosen. I'm just writing here like 3, 4, 5 countries. I'll tell you later on what is the order of these countries. So Russia is a country in Europe and Asia, like Eurasia. Currency is 1 Russian ruble. Russian ruble, 1 Russian ruble is equals to around 95 paisa in Indian national rupees, so almost similar to Indian rupees. China, it is a country in East Asia. It has got Chinese yuan. 1 Chinese yuan is around 12 rupees. Now Germany is a country in Europe. It has got a currency of euro. 1 euro is around 91 rupees. Kazakhstan is a country just near to Russia. It's in Central Asia. Now this country here, the currency is Kazakhstani tenge. And 1 Kazakhstani tenge is around 17 paisa in Indian currency. Next is Italy. Italy is a country in Europe. Here also the currency goes for euro. 1 euro is around 91 rupees. Cool. Now these 5 countries we are going to analyze now. Now first of all, that Russia. So Russia is a country having a total population of 144 million. Now just to give you an idea, what is a population of India? तो 148 करोड़ था, तो 10 lakh, 1 crore, 10 crore, so 14 billion. So India has got a population of 14 billion. So 14 billion, so just to give you an idea, 14,000 million, something of that sort. Now it has got 144 million. India is 14,000 million. So just to get that idea. Now Russia has got this much population. Total international students number is 53,900. Now what is the percentage of international students to the population? So it's around 0.03%. Okay. Now next, China. It has got a population of 1,416. Sorry, India has got a 1,400, around that only, because it's near to China. So the Russia has got a 1/10 population of India. 1,400, like 1.4 billion is the 1.4 billion is the population of China. Total international students studying there is 2.5 lakhs. Percentage is around 0.1%. Germany has got 84 million population, very lesser than India. It has got an international student number of 3.79, means around 3.8 lakh. Now if you take this percentage, it's almost 0.45%, much higher compared to Russia and China. Germany has much higher international students. Why is that? Because in Germany, education is absolutely free. So this is the total number of international students. This is not the total number of students studying in MBBS. It might be that people might not be choosing Germany for MBBS, but what's the reality? We'll see right now. Kazakhstan has got 20 million population, again lesser than this. Only 30,000 international students are there, but percentage wise it's almost 0.145%. Italy has got 59 million people, 96,000 international students, percentage is around 0.16%. So if you see percentage wise, Germany tops the rank because Germany has got way too high international students, and even percentage wise also and number wise also. On the second number wise it's China. Percentage wise it's pretty less because China has got a very huge population. Now third number is for this country, which is Italy, and fourth number is for Russia, and fifth number is for Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is a very small country. Now moving forward, what is the cost of living in these countries and cost of education? So cost of education, this is the entire duration, like 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever is your course duration. For that entire duration, what is the fees? Russia, it starts with 15 lakhs. 15 lakhs, your entire MBBS is done. Can you just imagine that? In India, we have 7 lakh rupees as in starting fees per year. Per year is starting 7 lakhs. So for 5 years, it would be 35 lakhs. 35 lakhs and 15 lakhs. Way too high. Russia, it starts with 15 lakhs. Maximum it goes to 50 lakh. Maximum 50 lakh for a private university in Russia. Now cost of living is 10,000 to 20,000 rupees per month, which is almost the same here in India also. China, it has got 15 to 52 lakh rupees, 13,000 to 39,000 per month, almost similar cost of living. Germany, it is 63,000. It starts with 63,000 for your entire MBBS, goes up to 60 lakh rupees for private universities. 45,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Here the cost of living is pretty high. Kazakhstan is 15 lakhs to 20 lakhs. So here the good part is that the maximum is also 20 lakhs only. That's why people are choosing Kazakhstan. 11,000 to 26,000 per month is the cost of living. So Kazakhstan comes as a better opportunity. Now Italy has got 4 lakhs to 1 crore. So here you get universities at a very lower cost also, and then at a very higher cost also. Although here the cost of living is also not that high, so 20 to 25,000 rupees. Despite Italy being a European country, cost of living is not that high. Cool. So this is the cost of living and cost of education according to countries. Fine. Now moving forward, let's talk about the duration. So here, all these 5 countries, sorry, this is not Georgia, this is China. Very sorry. So here, all these countries that I have taken, I have willfully taken those countries only who have a greater than 4.5 years of study, like 5 years of study at least. So 6 years is the total duration, in which 1 year internship is included. Means Russia gives you 5 years of education, 1 year of internship, and hence it is valid in India, because in India the education of MBBS education term should be more than 4.5 years. Here also it's 6 years for China, 6 years plus 1 year. 6 year, which includes 1 year of internship. Germany has a little higher side because here the course is taught for 6.3 years, like 6 years, 3 months. If it is taught in German, but German course is not valid in India. So if you study it in English, then you will have to study it for 7.5 years. Pretty high. Now comes Kazakhstan. So Kazakhstan, I guess this is reverse. By mistake, they have written opposite. Because for German, the course is for 7.5 years. Because if you are studying it in German, you will have to learn German for 1 year. And that is why probably it should be 7.5 years for Germany. I'll just check it out. And for English, it should be 6.3. But still, English, less number of people go for this. Because if a university is teaching in English, that university will charge very high fees. That's the problem area in Germany. Okay. Next comes Kazakhstan, 6 years, includes 1 year of internship. Italy is also 6 years. So almost all of them have 6 years of education. Next is, now NMC approved only, NMC approves only those colleges or those countries where you get a license after your education, where you get a license for practice in that particular country. So Russia, you will get the license, not an issue. Need to pass a licensing examination conducted by Russian authorities known as GOZZ. Fine. China, yes, the national medical examination in China is mandatory test for graduates, including international students, to practice in this. But the problem here is that this test is only in Chinese, not the entire MBBS education. No, I'm not talking about that. That you will get in English. But the examination, national medical examination, this you will get in Chinese only. So here, if you have to pass this examination, you need to know Chinese. That's a twist. Next is Germany. Here also you'll get this license, but foreign doctors have to pass the language proficiency and a clinical proficiency test to obtain a full license to practice in Germany. And this test will also be in German. So here in Germany, you will get courses which will be taught in English, but the examination that you need to pass for getting the license, that will be in German. That won't be in English. That's a catch. Next is Kazakhstan. Yes, students are eligible to appear in the examination conducted in these languages: Kazakh, Russian, and English. So English is there. By the National Center for Falanamgana. Italy. Yes, after completing your medical degree, you must pass the national medical examination, Esame di Stato. Now this is also in Italian. So almost all countries, most of the countries, like out of 3 countries, do give you option of passing the examination even to international students, but they take the examination in their local language, and that is a problematic area. So here you might agree for learning any one of these languages, either Chinese or German or Italian, or you might rule out these 3 countries and you might choose Kazakhstan or Russia. And let me tell you, Russia is itself a good country and a big country, but Kazakhstan is a very small country. But still, there is a many students from India who are moving towards Kazakhstan for studying in Kazakhstan. The only reason that Kazakhstan has a very lower fees, very lower cost of living, easily you can become a doctor there just like Ukraine, and even they allow English language test passing for your licensing. So that's the part, and that's why students are moving towards Kazakhstan and Russia. Fine. Moving forward. Now, although Russia becomes a better opportunity, so more students go to Russia. Now, what is this FMG and what is this passing percentage? So, FMG is Foreign Medical Graduate Examination, is a mandatory examination for Indian citizens or overseas citizens of India who want to practice medicine in India. Means, if you have studied from abroad and you are returning back to India, in India, you will not be able to practice just as it is. Like you have studied medicine from any of the country and now you come to India and you open your clinic. It does not work like that. So in India, you'll have to pass an examination which is called as FMG. This examination is also conducted by NEET only. Like NEET only conducts this examination. Now, this examination, if you appear, now the question comes that how tough or how easy is this examination? Because now you are a doctor. But even if you are a doctor, this examination is not an easy exam. So here the questions which are asked from that doctor is not easy examination, and hence if a student has studied MBBS from Russia and now return back to India and takes the examination, 32% students have passed this examination. Only 32. Like 100 students appeared, 100 doctors appeared. Let's not say students. 100 doctors appeared in FMG examination to clear Indian version. So out of 100, only 32 students passed. but this is the highest percentage of all country, because now any student who studied in China returning back to India, out of 100 only 10.65 students have been able to pass this examination. If you come to Germany, 0%, no, because only 5 students, when I saw the data, this data is very easily available on the government website. When I saw the data, only 5 students who have studied from Germany, who have studied MBBS from Germany, have returned back to India, and they 5 gave the paper. All 5 of them did not pass the examination. That's why this is 0%. Next is Kazakhstan. Here the percentage is pretty great, 23%, still better. And in Italy, no data is available because probably no one has, in the last few years, no one has taken this examination after studying MBBS in Italy and then returning back to India. So this is the data. So here with this data, I guess you would be very easily be able to understand that it's not that easy to go abroad and then again come back to India. Although it might be easy that you study abroad MBBS and then stay in that country itself. That might be an option. So Russia has got 32%, in Kazakhstan has got 23%, the third highest is China. Fine. Now, next is after graduation, what is the salary prospect? So in Russia, average salary is 4,38,000 Russian ruble. Converted to Indian rupees, it's 4.1 lakh Indian rupees. That's great. China, it's around 6.6 lakh rupees per month for a doctor average salary. That's again great, wonderful. Germany, it's 4.3 to 4.6 lakh rupees. Again, wonderful, fantastic salary. Kazakhstan, the salary is a little on a lower side, 2 lakh rupees per month. And now if you go for Italy, it's almost 4 lakh to 8 lakh rupees. So if you talk about the highest salary, obviously Italy is offering the highest salary, followed by China. But again, in Italy and China, we have this restriction that very less number of people do pass this examination. The examinations are in native language, Italian and Chinese. And the third thing, that you get very good salaries here, but the cost of living is also a parameter that you need to take care. Fine. Now moving forward. So finally comes the final verdict. Now whether it's Germany or Italy, or it's Russia, or it's China, or it's Kazakhstan. Now I want you guys to write it down in the chat box. What is your order, or which order suits you well, that this would be my first preference to go study abroad, and this would be my second option, and this would be my third option. I want you guys to write it down in the comment box that which 3 country would be your best option to study abroad for MBBS. Although if I would have been at your place, probably I would have chosen Russia at number 1. Second would have been Kazakhstan. And for me the third, I would have given a try. Third would have been between China and Italy. But like China, probably I would not prefer that much, because China is having more population compared to India. So obviously in India, the main problem is not medical facilities or something of that sort. The main problem is competition, because here we have a lot many people trying for the same thing. So the same scenario would be in China also. So then I do think that instead of going for China, I would prefer Italy. So third option would be Italy. Although in Italy and China, in both the places, I'll have to learn the native language as well for me to survive there and to get the examination passed. So this would be my preference, the top 3 countries. Now it's up to you that which 3 country you want to choose to go for studying abroad for MBBS examination. I would be waiting for your comments in the comment box. I tried helping you as much as I can, but still if there would be some points which I would not have been able to cover, so you can very freely reach out to me or to my team for getting that help or getting that counseling or getting that information for that matter. So how you can do that? There is a link in the description box, given in the description box. You can click on that link, fill all your details. You'll get a call back from my team within 48 hours. Why asking 48 hours? Because this service is absolutely free of cost. Hence, we are getting a high call volume. So you'll be getting a call within 48 hours. You can ask all your doubts. You can clear all your points and on all your information you can get from my team. Thereafter, you can decide. Okay. So we would be happy helping you. You can just drop down your details, and my team would be connecting with you to give you all the details. Okay. Fine. So that was all for this session. Hope you loved and enjoyed it. With this, it's time to say a goodbye. See you all in the next session. Till then, bye-bye. Take care. Good night.